I don't.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are here at the original Goon Squad garage, where today we're going to continue working on our 2020 Tesla Model X build. And as you guys seen in the previous video, we made some pretty good progress on the front end of this thing, started slapping on some body panels, started lining a few things up, and it's starting to look like a legit Tesla up front here. And of course, we had a pretty big challenge, which was trying to straighten out this pillar, which was pretty badly mangled. So we ended up taking some heat to it, a little bit of welding, some hammers, and a few hydraulic tools here and there. We got it looking pretty good for the most part, but it is far from perfect. As you can tell, there's a big old gap right there, so it does need a little bit more adjusting. We're actually gonna give it one more shot before we decide to just cut this sucker off and just splice in a brand new piece or a piece off of the parts car over there. And if we get that knocked out, we can move on to some other major things like welding in that apron piece right here, or we can go ahead and start putting together a bunch of pieces underneath this hood, or we can knock out the bodywork, dude.
Either one of those sounds good, because that's just gonna allow us to get to the closest, biggest step, and that's the painting process, dude.
Once this thing is painted, it's basically done, dude. We really don't have that much more work, but it is a good bit of work.
Yeah, I mean, we can't forget that we still got a bunch of stuff going on up underneath this thing. Looks like a jumbo mess of wires, and there's some ripped wires, there's some torn wires, there's some stuff missing, but I think we'll figure all that out, dude.
Yeah, I think we got it under control. And also, we may even have to remove this glass here soon. That's gonna be a pretty cool thing on its own. I can't wait to use those special tools that we bought. But I say we go ahead, see what we can do with this pillar piece for now, then we'll just go from there. Alrighty, boys, so it's actually the next day here. Before we got to work on the Tesla, we had to go on a little rescue mission, dude.
We had to help one of our buddies out because he got his big old machine right here. Hitachi, how do you say it?
Hitachi.
Hitachi, man. So he got it actually stuck in like this big old marshy mud pit right here that he's trying to dig out because he has a natural spring. He's trying to make a big old pond, probably like this whole entire thing. And we had to bring out the Kubota because this Yanmar right here couldn't do it, man.
It couldn't handle it right there. And can you believe it? That KX080 just yanked that sucker clean out of there,
no
dude.
No problem, dude. I just like dug the blade in and I just pulled it with the hydraulics. You probably would never pull it with the tracks because it was just super slippery, but with the hydraulics, man, just yanked that sucker out, man. That thing is huge,
dude,
man.
Look at the size of that thing. Just look at that little exhaust, not little, big exhaust pipe,
that thing
dude.
is massive. I mean, this thing is an absolute beast right here as well, but I don't know, man. After that Kubota, after seeing that, I think I'm gonna stick with that,
dude. That Kubota right there is on point, which we actually just got it back from the dealership. Did we ever explain what happened to that thing, dude?
I don't know. Did we ever?
I don't think so.
So should we say it?
Go ahead,
Well, actually, this thing was parked up at the new Goon Squad headquarters for quite some time. We didn't use it, and those big old like wood gopher rats actually got inside that thing and ate the wiring harness up, like everything. This thing was like doing all sorts of weird stuff. We actually had to take it to the dealership.
We had to file an insurance claim.
Yeah, we had to file an insurance claim, but they replaced everything, new wiring harness, new like a bunch of like little foam pieces that are like heat protected. And dude, she's back, dude.
She is back and better than ever, as you could tell, doing some crazy work. What we got going on here? You couldn't pull your dad out of there?
No.
He couldn't, man. This is a bobcat right here, which that bobcat is pretty nice as well. They got a whole entire farm out here, so you got to have stuff like that.
You got to have stuff like that. But you know what? You got to help your friends out every once in a while, because if we get stuck, we're gonna have to. We're
gonna have to call the big boy toy out here, dude.
But dude, that's it. That's awesome, dude. And man, it's just so good to be out here. You know, got nice farmland, building a pond. Maybe one day we'll have one of these.
Dude, that would be awesome. But anyways, we're probably gonna go ahead and load back up, head back to the house, and keep on moving with that Tesla, dude.
Let's do it.
Alrighty guys, so we are finally back at the house here, and we just did a little bit more welding to this pillar right here, but that sucker is practically where it needs to be. All those gaps are just perfect with the fender and the hood, and that's just gonna be pretty much it for the welding for now, because we can't get to the weld that needs to get done right there until we remove this windshield right here, which you might have noticed that we cracked open some pretty cool tools here. This right here is our powered cutout knife, basically a DeWalt Sawzall just turned sideways with some sort of special attachment right there.
I call that a butter knife right there,
Butter knife right there, dude. That's super cool right there. We needed one of these for the longest. We usually just use like the old metal wire method, and that takes forever,
we take the we do the classical way, but dude, this thing is a beast. This is actually, I think, a DeWalt just rebranded. I think they just hydro dipped it. I mean, the battery says DeWalt and it looks like one.
Hey, whatever works, so it doesn't matter. This sucker is pretty expensive. It was like $500 right here, but you know what? That's gonna save us a lot of time. So not only did we get that right there, we also got the equalizer wire method, or what do you call this?
The equalizer Viper right there,
Viper.
dude.
It's basically some sort of crank pulley system where we actually seen which company was that?
Safelite.
Safelite. They actually did like the Lamborghini glass, and it was pretty cool just watching that. There's like no power tools. They just crank. They just
it's like a little metal like lace wire that they seal through, and that sucker will just cut out a glass using a ratchet, dude.
Yep, and it's super like careful, if you will.
Yeah, super careful. Save all your like seals and stuff like that. That way you can just take it out with ease, dude.
Yeah, so we're super excited to actually try to figure this sucker out. It looks pretty complex, but you know what? We're gonna watch some good old YouTube videos, and the reason why we mainly got that is because that butter knife tool right there will not be able to get this pretty thick section of glue right here, so we had to have both of this in order to do this job right here. So I think this is a good investment. You know, we could start doing windshields and rear glasses, dude, and all sorts of glass.
Now that we don't have to struggle using the wire method and stuff like that, once we learn, especially this system right here, once we learn that system right there, we can honestly remove anything and everything, dude.
Sure. That is awesome. So we did mention that we also ordered the windshield, but this morning we called Safelite, as who we ordered it from.
Well, they actually called us this morning.
They called us because we were scheduled in for tomorrow, but they said they just can't get the glass. So it was like some sort of mistake on their website or something like that.
Yeah, they said go to the dealer, and we're like, we are the dealer, son.
Just about, man. But yeah, we're definitely gonna have to find a windshield. I think that's gonna be one of the hardest parts to find, because I already like called a few different places, already looked online, I can't find it. But you know what? We need to just get this out and just continue with our body work.
Yes, sir.
I'll say we go ahead and try to figure this tool out right here and hopefully get that windshield out. just removed the world's biggest windshield right there, dude.
Heaviest too, man. This sucker weighs a ton, man. It is super heavy, and it kind of like warps when you pick it up. So if you ever do a new glass, you better be careful not to bend this thing too much, dude.
But speaking about careful, that tool that we bought was absolutely perfect, dude.
I didn't even bust a sweat. Usually we're like sawing away on some metal wire, but dude, I didn't even bust a sweat. I was sitting there just wrenching it, moving the little brackets around, and dude, that is the best invention ever. And look how smooth it.
Let's see it, dude.
Smooth it actually cut that. Almost looks like a razor went through it. And I think the wire is kind of like a razor wire. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like it's called a square wire. That way it actually like cuts away, and those little plastic pieces that it came with protected all the trim, everything around there.
It was like the perfect setup, dude. You can honestly start a windshield business with that setup. What was like, what, $700 or something?
$800, dude.
$800, dude. That thing was.
It's
crazy.
actually a pretty simple setup than I thought. It's like just a little spinny thing, a wire.
At first, it's a little confusing, but once you start getting the hang of it, it's super simple, dude.
That is awesome. And look how much this exposed right here. That's basically like the whole entire roof, dude.
It looks almost like a convertible car without that glass.
Wow, we gotta drive it like this, dude.
For sure, dude. Put some helmets on and some goggles, and we're good.
Dude, get the ultimate tunnel vision experience, dude.
You can get like, if you like leave the trunk lid open too, you'd have the perfect amount of airflow through there, dude.
That is super awesome right there. And we ended up actually cutting one of the wires, four of the wires, which I believe that's in the antenna, and it comes with a new windshield.
Yeah,
dude.
it all unplugs up here. I already like checked it out right here. As you can tell, there's just a couple plugs, so this definitely has to come with a new windshield because it's like almost like soldered on there or something like that.
And SafeFi actually quoted us like what, $1,500 for a new windshield?
Yeah, I was like, dude, heck yeah, let's go ahead with install, because I believe like some of these windshields go over $2,000.
Oh yeah,
dude.
Easily. So we definitely got to find one right here, and then on top of that, we actually got to install like this mirror system right here. Which I wonder how we're gonna do that. Is there like some sort of special like clear glue that you put in there?
Look, don't that look like 3M right there a little bit?
Oh yeah, that might.
Dude, that might
it might be
3M. It may be super simple, dude.
Dude, that is awesome right there.
I don't see why Safe Flight said they couldn't do this, man. Oh, this is simple.
What they had said was, I think they told us to go to the dealership.
Yeah,
dude.
Man, we are, like I said, we are the dealership.
I wish we were, dude. I wish we were a parts dealer or something.
Dude,
but Tesla.
What if we got certified in Tesla? Like,
that's exactly what you have to do, dude.
Dude, if we had our shop built, we'd definitely try to get certified in that. That way we can get all the Tesla parts possible.
Yeah, that's exactly what Tesla wants, is you to either be certified or them, like, you get the parts directly from them.
Yeah, something like that.
But as of right now, I think we're able to actually get to this little pillar piece and finish up the rest of the welding in there.
Yeah.
Got to cover up that dash and all that good stuff,
cover up that dash, finish up that little bit of welding, and then we'll probably start on the body work, get that all knocked out, and then fix this little body work here, the bumper, and then we'll be ready for some paint prepping.
Alrighty guys, so the sun is already dropping down a couple hairs, so it's getting a little bit late in the afternoon. I think it's time for a little update.
Dude.
First off, the podcast room. What's going on in there, dude?
I mean, if you guys don't know already, we started another YouTube channel, Goon Squad Unleashed. We already dropped one podcast on there and it's super epic. Everything that you guys want to know about us, it's going to be on the podcast.
Yes,
it's going to be on the Goon Squad Unleashed page.
Hey,
dude.
we dropped the first podcast, already filmed the second one. We don't know when that's going to drop, but Pops is basically doing a little bit of cleanup in there.
Because this is our podcast
for now.
Dude. For now, dude. I think it's a pretty epic podcast.
Definitely,
we got some epic stuff going on in the back over here. We mentioned all this stuff in the podcast, so if you guys want to know what's going on in here, what we've got planned here in the future, and just everything, dude.
That's going to be probably where we're most natural, because on the Goon Squad Legit channel over here is where we like to bring energy. Look at that, dude.
We just get straight to work, try to knock out some of these projects and bring epic stuff to this channel. But the Goon Squad Unleashed, we talk about we basically do some Q&As and stuff like that. Talk about our older videos, talk about our whole YouTube channel,
dude.
Life, everything, dude.
Dude, I think it's going to be super epic because already people are enjoying it, and that's just our most natural self over there. You know what I mean?
Definitely. So if you guys, I mean, honestly, I would not miss out. If you're watching this channel, you definitely got to watch the Goon Squad Unleashed channel. Check out our first podcast, our second podcast. We'll drop, actually, Goon Squad Unleashed Instagram, you'll get an early drop of when all this stuff is coming live, and it's just going to be epic.
It's going to be super wild. I can't wait for that. And also, it might not only just be podcast, it might be some other stuff that we throw in there, maybe like some more personal life stuff.
It's
dude.
Goon Squad Unleashed. We can do it all,
dude. Exactly. But look at this. How's this looking right here, man?
This is looking absolutely amazing. This is actually the second coat. The first coat actually sanded down nice and smooth. I'm actually surprised on how well it looked compared to what it looked like.
Oh my goodness. I'm actually surprised that we were able to save this right here. This just needs a little bit more sanding. That looks nice and smooth right there, dude. It's about ready for some primer,
It's about ready for some primer, and we lined up the fender. I kept throwing the fender on there to see if everything lines up, and dude, that is just awesome news right there. Saving that piece is just amazing.
Yes, sir. And you might hear something rumbling in the background.
Dude,
that's what Pop started up, because that thing's been sitting and the battery likes to drain. So the Viper, dude, is started, dude.
That thing's just crazy. Sometimes I forget we even have that Viper. And then when you start it up, dude, it's like, what? That thing is insane, cammed out, just sitting there, just doing its beautiful thing, dude.
Dude, just breathing right now. But as for, what were you gonna say? You go first.
Every time we start it, don't you feel like you just want to drive it, dude?
Let's go drive that thing, dude.
I know, right? We need to just go ahead. We need to just rip that thing down the road one time,
yes,
dude.
sir. But a quick little update. As for, I know some of you guys were wondering about our sister's Audi A7. So since it's been down for a little bit, we let her drive the Jeep. So that's basically hers for a little bit right now.
So she's renting the Jeep right now, and
for free.
For free. But as for the Audi, dude, we finally found a hood. That sucker's coming in here really soon. We basically have every part for that thing, dude.
Yeah, we got everything. Let's get closer to this. I don't know why, something's just magnetizing me towards that Viper right there.
When you're walking up to it, you gotta do this.
Oh my goodness. Go ahead and hop in and give him a couple leaf blows.
Oh, are you sure, man?
Yes, sir.
It might knock the shop down,
dude. It might, but I think you guys deserve it, man. Woo! Ready? Yes, sir.
Just leave it at that note right there, man. That beautiful rev limit on that V10, man.
Oh my goodness, that sounded absolutely insane right there. Dude. But anyways, that car is just gonna sit there. It's gonna be one of those cars that we keep. I think we mentioned that, dude.
We mentioned that every time because, you know, it's just a time capsule. It's just beautiful and all that good stuff. But back on the Tesla here, I say we just keep on going with this thing. Sun's already down. It's about to get dark in a few minutes, and just see how far we can get with this.
Alrighty guys, so it's actually the next day here. Just knocked out the rest of the bodywork on the Tesla, dude. We are super close to paint prepping. But as right now, what we're gonna do is probably go ahead and bring in the excavator. We're gonna show you guys how we should remove that super heavy windshield right there. But first things first, we gotta give you guys probably a cold start. We didn't give you guys one in yesterday's clip or something like that.
Yeah, so we're gonna give you one today, dude.
Look how sick these headlights look, dude. A 2014 model right here, dude, and they look like futuristic,
Dude,
man.
that looks like a brand new Viper, dude.
This thing is super sick, man. It's kind of filthy, but you know what? That doesn't matter. What really matters is what's on the inside, and what's on the inside is a pretty sick
It's a V10.
V10. And I'm in a little bit of pain here, but you know what? It's worth the pain. Here it goes, guys.
Roll it over. I'll tell you what, that right there did not go as planned, so I don't think we're ever gonna use this overcomplicated excavator method ever. We thought since this sucker is super heavy, it might have been a good idea, but those suction cups just couldn't handle this thing, dude, right here. You need about like 3 or 4 of them on that
about
thing.
20
dude.
or 100
yeah,
of them,
dude.
We'll just use the good old manpower, but you know what? We had to at least give it a shot one time, and that's gonna be pretty much it for today's video. And the next one, I think we're gonna either start paint prepping, or we can start completely assembling underneath that hood. We got so much things to do, but you know what? This is gonna be a super epic one. Can't wait to get to the aftermarket parts that we bought. Also super happy with the new technology that we got for the windshield removal stuff. We're gonna probably change the Viper glass there and all that good stuff. But you guys are gonna have to stay tuned for the next one. Make sure your post notifications are on so you don't miss out on anything. And if you want an inside scoop before YouTube, definitely give us a follow on Instagram at goonzquad. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Be sure to drop your comments and thoughts down below. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.